Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. Well, I came out here to the greenhouse and it has started storming, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too loud for you to hear me. There was actually a deer out here as I came out into the greenhouse. We've actually seen a few deer today. There was a deer out there when I was doing chores. Well, good morning. So I came out here to do chores, which you can hear the goats having a fit, and I've got a visitor right there. I don't think she'll stay there though. I'm sure she'll take off. There she goes. Good morning! Hi babies, you ready for breakfast? Yeah? Out there by the goats, came around to the other side to come out and do the rabbits. There was another deer over here. And then here comes another deer. Earlier this afternoon, Mr. Smith was in the kitchen, looked out the window to see two, oh my goodness, I wish I could have grabbed the camera in time. Two itty bitty spotted fawns right here behind our backyard fence. And they ran, they kind of chased each other and looped around and went into the woods. Faster than I could get the camera out. And then there was another doe out here shortly after that, and then the one just now, so we've seen a lot of deer today. I'm definitely appreciating this thunderstorm. So about an hour ago, I was out there watering the garden because I could hear thunder and it was a gazillion degrees outside. Everything was dry and wilty, but the radar wasn't saying that we were supposed to actually get any rain. We're getting a little bit of rain, and I know it sounds like it might be a lot because it's loud, but I'm in a greenhouse. It's not actually a lot of rain, it's just big drops. So I actually had to cut it short when I was out there watering because it was so insanely hot. I was feeling sick to my stomach and actually had to stop and then just come to the house because I couldn't take the heat anymore. That almost sounded like hail. Maybe I better check the report. So I think I'm going to I've got a bag here to put over my camera. I think I'm going to make a run for the porch. Because this lightning is picking up. And it's getting mighty loud in here. Actually, I don't know which way the storm is going. I don't know if it's about to end or if it's about to hit. In any case, I'm closer to the door, so if I need to dart in there, I can. So as I was saying, I was out in the garden earlier trying to get a little bit of work done. I've got more stuff that I'm going to be clearing out whenever the weather cooperates, because I have some things I need to get planted. And I'm a little behind on things. I should have already started some of my seeds that I was going to start, but it is what it is. So Mr. Smith actually just ran an errand a few minutes ago, so when he gets home I fully expect the dogs in there to go insane. But I thought I would just have a seat out here and just chat about a few different things. First of all, there were some questions about the sign in my greenhouse that says Shima shed. So that is what I decided to call my greenhouse, the Shima shed. And for those who were wondering, the word Shima means hear, as in hear what God is saying and listen and obey. Hear. And so I foresee there being lots of quiet and meditation and prayer taking place in that greenhouse. And so I felt like it's not necessarily a she shed, but it's my Shima shed. And so that's what I decided to call it. And then speaking of names, as you are aware, I recently made the shift with the name of my YouTube channel. And so to go with that, I changed the name of my Instagram account, I changed the URL of my YouTube channel, and I've actually even thought about changing the name of my Facebook page, but I can't. Because I had changed it a long time ago, and you can only change it once. They don't let you do it again. That said, you know, there's been some questions as to why I did that and how the name Cosmopolitan Cornbread came about. And that one was kind of a longer story. The mini version of that is, you know, I've been a blogger forever, since before they were even called blogs. And when I wanted to come up with a name to represent the kind of content that you would find on my website, having been an Army family for 25 years and living all over the place, Alaska, Germany, North Carolina, Texas, and just all over, I felt like I wanted something to represent the travel aspect that I wrote about a lot on there, and, you know, the restaurants and stuff like that, because I've had over the years a pretty strong travel segment on the website. But then I knew we were going to be retiring from Army life, we were going to start homesteading, and I wanted something that represented that down home country wholesomeness. And so that is how I came up with the name Cosmopolitan Cornbread. Cosmopolitan meaning well-traveled and cultured, but then cornbread to me is just like the epitome of country, down-home, wholesome. So that's how I had come up with the name. But I will be honest with you, over the years I've kind of regretted that name. Not the cornbread part, but the cosmopolitan part. Because there was too much word association with the magazine Cosmopolitan, and frankly I don't like there being any kind of association, even mental association, with that magazine, because look, just to be blunt, that magazine does not have my values. And so I've really struggled the past few years with having my website and my brand called that. And so that is part of the reason I just decided to go ahead and change the name of my YouTube channel, because like I've said in the other videos, that I've talked about recently with the name of the YouTube channel, how I have wanted to name it that after our homestead, A Good Life Farm, for some time, and I just kept hesitating about it because, you know, you get that brand recognition and it's difficult to make that change when your brand is your job. It's tough to change. It's tough to do that. It's nerve-wracking, I guess you could say. But now that I have gone through and changed the YouTube channel, changed my Instagram account, I do have A Good Life Farm Facebook page, but it's, until recently, I haven't really used it. You know, facebook.com/A Good Life Farm. But most of my following is on Cosmopolitan Cornbread's page, although, you know, Facebook kind of throttles that, so it's not like it gets me much traffic anyways. So I have found myself debating actually changing my website too. And I just don't know if I want to take that step. It's difficult. It wouldn't be, I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because there's a way to go about doing that where every pin someone saves on Pinterest, every link that is out there all over the interweb that points to my website would still come to my website, would still go to that exact same page. None of those links would be broken or anything like that. I guess it's just a matter of deciding if I want to pull that switch or not. So, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the idea of everything being the same, but I'll have to think about it and pray about it before I make that decision one way or the other. Something else I've been kind of thinking on, speaking of social media, you know, those of you who are on Facebook know that you will get friend requests from people you don't necessarily know. Maybe it's someone that Facebook suggested, said, hey, you might know this person, and people just click on that button to send a friend request, whether they actually know you or not. But I generally do not accept someone's friend request unless I actually know them. You know, I can't just have met somebody or, you know, have people in common that we know or anything like that. In this day and age, I need to actually know who that person is and know them well enough. And if I don't know them, like, in person, then I need to know them well enough that I feel comfortable letting them into my circle. You know, I've got several friends on Facebook that I've never met in person. People that I know through YouTube, and, you know, I won't drop names or anything like that, but it's people that I feel are people who I would invite into my home. You know what I mean? But every time I see a friend request like that, and it is, you know, maybe somebody who's, you know, I would enjoy making that connection, I always have this moment of, if I accept their friend request, do they really want to know what's inside my head? I am very intentional about what I share on the YouTube channel and my Instagram account and things like that. I want to be uplifting. I want to be encouraging. And so there are things that I might share on my personal Facebook account, my private account, that are not things I would post publicly in other places. That doesn't mean that when it comes to YouTube and Instagram or anything like that, does not mean that what you see isn't what you get, because I am very much about representing myself as the exact person who I am. To me, one of the biggest compliments is when I meet somebody out in public somewhere
you know, I'm recognized or what have you, and they see me and we talk, and then later they tell me I'm the exact same person. That to me is the biggest compliment. That means a lot to me, because I try to present myself as authentically as I possibly can through this camera. But I do hold back on some of my opinions on things, and I'm very opinionated on things. And you know, I am also a very serious person. It's just the way I'm wired. You know, when I go to a get-together and I overhear conversations, I am drawn to the conversations that are deeper and more intense and more serious. I just, when I hear something like that, I'm just zoop, like a magnet. I want to have those challenging conversations. I am generally not the kind of person who wants to talk about the latest movie. I don't really watch movies anymore. There's almost nothing that I watch that is made by the professionals. I just don't. I do have some things that I watch, like I love the show Hometown. That kind of that home makeover show with Ben and Aaron from Laurel, Mississippi. That is like one of my favorite shows. Chip and Joanna Gaines. You know, I like those kind of things, but I can't tell you the last time I sat down and watched a regular TV show. And definitely not a movie. I can't even think of what I've watched. When I find the time, I'm usually watching YouTube. And I'm generally going to watch channels where I feel like those are the kind of people, kind of like with the Facebook, these are the kind of people I would like to invite into my home. I would like to have coffee with them, have them over for a barbecue, hang out together. Those people that I'm drawn to, those are the channels that I'm going to watch. You know, it's almost like an extension of my life, you know. So, and then in a roundabout way, let me digress. When I have someone reach out and send me a friend request, my first thought is, I hope I don't scare them away. Because like I said, I share a little more of my more intense thoughts, I guess you could say, on my personal Facebook account. And so when someone sends me a friend request and I accept it and I don't scare them away, I'm really relieved. That's just me. Yeah. Anyways, just kind of pouring out some thoughts here while it rains. I do tend to avoid heavier topics on my channel, just because I feel like there is so much to worry about in the world and be concerned about in the world, that people need a place of respite, a place where they can just not think about those things for a little while. You know, I do kind of touch on them a little bit from time to time when I feel led to do so, whether it's through a devotional kind of video or just a, hey, you know, you might want to do this kind of video. But overall, I do try to make this channel a place of, I don't know, a sanctuary away from the madness that's in the world. So that's why I tend to keep things as peaceful as possible. You know, like I said, when it comes to the YouTube channel and everything, what you see is what you get. That's just me. It would be too difficult to be two different people in two different places. The way I speak, I've been described recently many times as being very calm and even-keeled, and this is me. This is me talking in my normal voice. I am one of those people who tends to stay calm when there's chaos. I am that person that people call when there's a crisis, and you know, I am who I am. So anyways, I'm just kind of rambling today. Because everything I was planning on doing out here today has kind of been laywayed by the storm. I mean, I don't mind getting wet, but I've got so much metal out here with the fences and the trellises and all that stuff. It's just like a lightning rod everywhere. So when there's thunder and lightning, I'm not going to be out there. Alright, well, I think that is all I was going to talk about today. I guess I need to go in the house and figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. I have been doing a lot of canning this week. I canned 2 different things so far. I've got another one I think I'm going to be working on this week as well. So the first one I believe I will be sharing is probably going to be the green tomato pickles. We haven't been able to try them yet because I just made them, and they do need to sit for a few weeks to let that flavor develop. So I will give you a report down the road as to Mr. Smith's thoughts on them, because you know I don't do tomatoes. So, but when we do get around to opening those up, I will film that and get his response, whether it's a yay or a nay, because I share the failures as well as the successes around here. But in any case, I think I will go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know how long this video is even going to be, but thanks for sticking with me and hanging out here on the rainy front porch. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.